You're listening to Confidence with Katie, a podcast created for ambitious, savvy women who are ready to embrace their inner badass. If you're ready to figure out exactly what you want and how to get there, then I want you to jump on in and join me, executive coach, fire starter, and your podcast host, Katie Langford. Hello, everyone. Oh my goodness, I am smiling from ear to ear right now because this podcast might be one of my favorites. I'm Katie, and we are so happy that you are here for Confidence with Katie, episode number 8, 6 ways to celebrate your successes. Ladies, tell me if this sounds familiar at all. You get pulled into your boss's office and she gives you some feedback. She tells you 9 things that you are doing that are amazing. And then she provides one area for growth. All of a sudden, that one area for growth is the only thing you can think about. I see it. We obsess over the tiniest mistakes, mishaps, and awkward moments. But why is it so hard to give the same amount of attention to small victories, big achievements, and badass successes? Today, we're going to talk about why celebrating success is critical. And I'm going to give you 6 strategies to help making celebrating your successes a habit. But first, let me share our badass inspiration of the week. Today's badass is one of my very first sheroes, Sandra Day O'Connor. Just a few short weeks ago, it was announced that due to her dementia and perhaps the onset of Alzheimer's, that she would be stepping out of public life. Whether you agree with her politics or not, the fact that she was the very first woman Supreme Court justice is amazing. You know, the awesome RBG, who we might need to wrap in bubble wrap right now, she didn't come around until 12 years later in 1993. In 1989, I wrote my very first essay in the 4th grade about Justice O'Connor. I was in total awe. In fact, it was that year that I decided I was going to become an attorney. And I did a lot of things between 4th grade and post-college that led me to think that I really was going to be an attorney. And then I watched 2 of my closest friends from college go to law school, and I thought, that's probably not what I'm going to do. But when I was in the 4th grade and you asked me what I wanted to be when I grew up, I said I wanted to be a Supreme Court justice. Talk about breaking glass ceilings. You know, you might not know this, but when Justice O'Connor graduated from law school, Stanford no less, she had to take a job making no money. Yeah, that's right. No one would hire her and pay her because she was a woman. Are you kidding me? Talk about setting things up to break glass ceilings. Now, I'm certain she will never hear this, but I just want to thank Justice O'Connor for shattering so many of these glass ceilings. And I want to thank her for inspiring my 9-year-old self. After I found out that she was stepping down, I did some more research and started just looking back at things, specifically some of the things that she had said. And I came across this quote. She said, "If I stumbled badly in doing the job, I think it would have made life more difficult for women. And that was a great concern of mine and still is." And that brings us back to celebrating our successes and really the amount of pressures we put on ourselves to be successful. Justice O'Connor worried constantly about stumbling. She worried about what it would mean for other women. But really, shouldn't this story be more about what her successes has meant to women? I think so. I know there's only been 4 women on the Supreme Court, but it's 4, and she was the first. So that's the thing so many of us struggle with. Here's a response that I get from women all the time. I don't want to celebrate my successes because I will look like I'm bragging. I will look like I'm selfish. I will look like I'm self-promoting. Ugh. Y'all, we're just plain uncomfortable talking about our own success. I want to share a story of mine. As you know, I speak a lot in front of a lot of different audiences, mostly always female or majority female audiences. Every time I do this, I get to the part in my presentation when I talk about and teach them how to celebrate their bumps, bruises, and successes. For me, it's one of the most important parts of my speech. I see people literally cringe. Their bodies shrink. They divert their eyes away from mine. And when I ask them on a scale of 1 to 10 how well they do celebrating, I get a lot more numbers that are below 5 than I have ever gotten above 5. Women in general, and I know it's a generalization, but there would be no such thing as a generalization if it didn't actually exist. Y'all, we suck at knowing how to celebrate our successes. And we are not good at knowing how to share these successes with others. Y'all know I love my clients. I love you all, my listeners, and I love my clients. I love the fact that my work is about helping people get really clear on what they want, building their belief and confidence that they can have it so they go out and get what they want. Y'all, I have clients who cannot figure out how to talk about themselves, whether it's to their bosses or in interview situations, in volunteer committees. They just don't know how to do it. I hear all the time that people say, well, it's not because of me, it's because of us. It's the power of the group. It's luck. It's because of some external factor besides me. I've had people, clients of mine, who cringe when I ask them to create a badass list of stuff I've accomplished. Or God forbid, when I've asked them to create a list of things I love about myself. I will never forget the client that I was working with one time when I asked her, I said, I want you to journal this week and create a list of everything you love about yourself. Dead silence. Now, in coaching, dead silence is not bad. It typically means somebody's thinking. But after a while, you get a little nervous and you have to, make sure the line didn't drop. Can you hear me now? I asked this client, I said, tell me what you're thinking. What's going on with you? She said, I can't do this. I said, what are you talking about? She said, my stomach is in knots thinking about creating a list of things that I love about myself. And I sure wouldn't use the word love. I asked her, would it be okay if she created a list of things that she liked about herself? She said she didn't know, that she would try. Happy to report she's gotten past this. But this is what I hear. Y'all, I'm not sure if we are taught that we should be shy about what we offer, about what we bring to the table, or what we're successful at. But if we have been taught that, if that is the limiting belief that you have in your head, then here's what I want you to know. I am here to call big old bullshit on this. I am here to give you permission to see that you can absolutely celebrate your successes. You can absolutely speak of these in a gracious way. And here's the other thing, sister. Sometimes you don't need to be gracious. You need to shout it from the rooftops so that other women can see that you've done it and be encouraged to do it themselves. So, in order to get more of you to feel comfortable about talking about it and celebrating your successes, I have 6 tips and strategies that will make it feel a little less uncomfortable and become more a part of your habits. Before I jump into my strategies, though, I want to say this. I truly believe, because there is only one you, that the one and only you is destined to do great things. I don't know what your lot in life is. I don't. I know that some of you that listen to this podcast, you are amazing female leaders. You are leading companies and teams and businesses, and you yourself, you are shattering those glass ceilings. I also know that some of you who listen to this are just badass volunteer extraordinaire. You are leading your PTAs. You're in your Jack and Jills and your junior leagues. You are doing things for your neighborhood and your kids' school. Some of you, the best thing that you're going to do, the thing that you are putting all of your energy and passion into, is raising amazing human beings. Listen, I don't know what your lot in life is. I don't know why you were put on this planet, but I know that you have been given gifts, and I know that you are pouring into the world. I know that you are meant to do great things. And I also know that there are little girls all over the place that are looking up to us. Y'all, I want to be part of the generation that when my nieces and my goddaughters and my unofficial nieces and any daughters that I might have, I want those little girls to look up to us and not be afraid to celebrate their success. Not feel that they have to diminish themselves. Because we, our generation, my peers, you, my contemporaries, we have done the work. We have gotten out of our own way. And we have figured out how to make celebrating our successes, our bumps and our bruises. We have celebrated it so that these little girls who are looking at us and are going to model their lives after us, that they know that they can do this. So, step off my soapbox for just a minute, but goodness gracious, I just think of all those sweet little girls in my life. All right, here are the 6 strategies that I want to teach you. Strategy number 1, replay the moment. Here's what I want you to do. After you have a success, I want you to replay the entire process back. And here's what that means. Whether you are having a success within a project, maybe it's at work or volunteer, maybe it's something you did in your home, your community. Again, don't know what that looks like, but one of your successes, I want you to take your phone, go to your voice recorder. I know most phones have them, and if not, you can probably download one. Whew, tongue-tied. You can download one off the App Store. And I want you to speak into that voice recorder and replay every single bit of detail that you can about that particular success that you had. And then what I want you to do is I want you to listen back to it. And I want you to be very clear and pick out the parts where it was because of you, what your special gifts and talents that you brought to that project. I want you to remember that. So, strategy 1, replay the moment. Strategy 2, I think that every single woman and man, because yes, there are men who listen to my podcast, even more men than just Shane Langford, although since he's my husband, he has to. I want every single woman and man to have a yay folder. Let me tell you what a yay folder is. A yay folder is a file folder in your email inbox, and actually, I like to have both, and an actual folder either on your desk or in your drawer somewhere, and it's labeled yay. This is where all your accolades go. Every single time your boss or your boss's boss sends you an atta girl, put it in your yay folder. When a colleague lets you know that your work helped make the job or project easier, slide that bad boy into your yay folder. When one of your clients gives you feedback that you and your product are helping them, put it in the yay folder. When a volunteer that you are working hard with on something that is improving your community sends you a note and says, it happened because of you, slide it into your yay folder. Let me give you a quick other tip with what you can do with your yay folder, specifically in a professional setting. I want you to use the yay folder. I actually did this with a boss of mine about 8-9 years ago. when it comes time to your review and you are giving feedback about what you've done, I want you to attach all of the stuff that's in your yay folder from that period, that year, that calendar or fiscal year that you're getting reviewed on, onto the part that you submit for your review. One time I did this, and I'm not kidding, I attached 30 additional sheets that were things that my boss had said about me, my boss's boss had said about me, the CEO had said about me, my volunteers, my donors, people that I had worked with. And it goes a long way in your review when you have some yay stuff attached. It's also very helpful when you are negotiating a pay raise. So, strategy 2, yay folder. Strategy number 3, tell your circle. I promise you that your inner circle, they want to celebrate you. They want to cheer you on. And if for some reason they don't, I want you to stay tuned in a few weeks because we are going to be talking about the power of our circles. And if your circle doesn't want to cheer you on, girlfriend, you need a new circle. But for those of you who are in the right circle, and I'm thinking most of you are, celebrate and share those successes with your girls, with your friends, with your women. They are going to want to celebrate with you. Number 4, strategy 4, share it on social media. Oh, I can hear it now. I can hear the cringing. People are like, I can't share that on social media. I will look stupid. I will look like I'm bragging. Who cares if people think you are bragging? You think Oprah didn't brag every time she did something awesome? Y'all, she has a magazine where she is on the cover every single month. Every single month. I'll tell you what, in case you haven't heard yet, this week it was announced that I'm going to be a TED speaker for the upcoming TED SMU Women at the end of November. And I put that all over my social media. I put it on my Instagram. I put it on my Facebook, both in my personal page and in my Coach Katie page. I put it on LinkedIn because I am excited. It is a point in my career that is amazing and pivotal, and I have worked so hard for it, and I want people to know about it. And guess what? If people think that I'm bragging because I'm celebrating it, they can unfollow me, defriend me, disconnect with me. That is not my problem. You can celebrate your successes. You can share them on social media. Do it. Strategy number 5, tell your boss. That's right. I want you to walk into your boss's office and say, I wanted you to know about a success that I just had. Very simple. And yet, I know that there are people out there going, I cannot do that. You can. If you have not been in your boss's office in the last 2 weeks to celebrate a success, then I need you to do a couple of things. 1, I need you to think about what was the last success that you've had. 2, I want you to understand and really think about why you haven't gone to share it. And 3, I need you to just dig deep and find that confidence and walk in there and share the success. Number 6, this strategy might be my favorite. Reward yourself. Yep, I said it. Buy the Louboutins. I had a client who did that after her big promotion, and it was so much fun to just get to celebrate that moment with her. Pamper yourself with a massage or facial. Take the mental health day to spend it with yourself or someone that you love. Take your own damn self to the jewelry store to buy your diamonds. One of my best friends actually does this every single time she has a big deal or gotten a promotion. She goes down to the jewelry store. We actually go to the same jeweler, so it's fun. She always has me go with her. And she has an awesome stack of diamond rings. She has some earrings that are rocking, some necklaces. Do it. Reward yourself. Listen, follow these 6 steps. Dig into your confidence and belief and start celebrating. Share your successes. know that sharing isn't a bad thing. Listen, you were not meant to dim your light just because it might make someone else uncomfortable. I really believe that celebrating your successes helps you to feel more like a badass, and it will inspire others to share and own their successes too. Help a sister out and show other women that it is okay for us to take pride in what we do well rather than putting ourselves down over the tiniest imperfections. Because honestly, we are awesome, and we should absolutely own that. Thanks for listening to Confidence with Katie. I hope this episode helped you feel more empowered to take control of your dream life and dream career. It helped you realize you can start igniting those fires and really embrace your inner badass. Until next time, badasses.